capital that we wouldn't have attracted to the city and to basically the Chicagoland area without having an anchor. In addition, we spawned, apparently, I like to think of it as Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but we've spawned a lot of other incubators throughout the city, and that's important too, because we want to be sure that we serve the whole city and not simply, the 3 square blocks around the loop. One of the transformations that's been most exciting is we now have just in the merchandise mart 11,000 technology jobs, and so this has become a hub, and we've been able to attract Allstate most recently, ConAgra, a whole bunch of companies, Caterpillar, to this central location, and that's been important as well. So I'm excited to be here and talk about equity crowdfunding because we've been waiting, I don't know, 3.5 years or 4 years when the Jobs Act, which was actually not about jobs per se, it was about jump-starting our business startups, because they need to have these clever names for these acts. Unfortunately, they never promulgated the regulations that would permit equity crowdfunding. So up to really the fairly recent past, you could sell t-shirts and you could sell products, but you couldn't sell an interest in the businesses themselves. And what we're seeing now, and Veslo is really the first mover in this whole new area of now letting people, as you heard from Elliot, invest in businesses and expanding that so that it's not simply high net worth super investors, but it's people who want to support what's going on in their communities and people who want to invest in these new ideas and in these new businesses. So this is really exciting to see. You're going to hear a great deal about Veslo, but also about 3 of the companies that are among the first to use this new tool and this new mechanism to raise capital and to get their story sort of more broadly distributed and told. So I think that we're going to basically, also I want to say one other thing that's important. Veslo is part of another community initiative that is really something we're very proud of, and that is that we have the Illinois Hispanic Chamber of Commerce here now. They've moved their offices here. We've started the first cohort of about 12 companies that are Hispanic owned, operated businesses serving really an exploding new market. And so having them here, having Veslo be part of that cohort is another exciting thing. And we've learned a while ago now that you can't have effective innovation without being inclusive. You just don't get enough new ideas, you don't get enough new thoughts and things like that without really broadening the pool. So yesterday we had an amazing event with Ford called Men of Courage, which was about generations of African-American men working together to sort of share their knowledge and their experiences. IHCC is a Hispanic initiative. Our Wisdom program continues to grow. We're in our 3rd cohort there. So all of this and all of these organizations are going to be benefited by the tools that you're going to hear more about today. So on that note, I'm going to turn it back over to Elliot, and we'll get the program rolling. Thank you. Thank you.
So, thank you so much, Howard. And I think 1871 is the perfect example of the type of community that is just ripe for intrastate equity crowdfunding and people in this building investing in one another and doing so without needing to be a high net worth investor. So it's very, very exciting. I'm next going to introduce Carol Sente, Representative Sente, but let me give me a second to say a couple words about you, Representative. So when Tony came to us and said, listen, I've got this idea, intrastate equity crowdfunding, we can't wait for the Jobs Act forever. We sat down, we talked about it. If you know Anthony Zioli, you probably know he had already drafted the bill and handed it to us. I understood about 20% of what was actually on the piece of paper. And he said, how do we move this forward? And I said, well, the first person we talked to is Representative Sente. because with all the acrimony going on in Springfield right now, there are still some people down there that put small business first, and she's one of those folks. So, Intrastate Equity Crowdfunding in a year where nothing got done, except maybe Intrastate Equity Crowdfunding, it got through the House and the Senate with complete bipartisan support. Not a single vote in opposition. Me and Tony would leave at 4 o'clock in the morning to testify in Springfield, and we wouldn't have to say a word. Really. Tony would travel for like 4 hours in a car listening to me sing, not to say one word at a committee hearing, because Representative Sente had done all of the work already. So it's my honor to call her up here, and without the representative, we might not have Intrastate Equity Crowdfunding. So Representative, please come on up. Give her a round of applause.
Good morning. I was thrilled to come down here. I can't think of a place that I'd rather be and people I'd rather be with. Small business owners, SBAC, this exciting opportunity, and at 1871. So I'm Carol Sente. I represent a district up north, Lake County, Northern Cook. And Elliot pretty much ready to tell you the story, so I'll be brief. But because I am a small business owner, when someone comes to me and says, here's an opportunity to really help other small business owners and startups do something unique in Illinois, I read the bill. Anthony did the heavy lifting, so we just went from there. The Secretary of State was wonderful. But I remember myself having an opportunity, or I should say a problem, when the downturn came and the federal and banks had very tough regulations, and I couldn't get credit. And we had a great relationship with our financial institution, but just allowing businesses more opportunities, different creative ways was very important to me, and so that was moving. And I am proud it was a very bipartisan effort in the state. So without further ado, I'd love to hear more about what's going on with the initial companies, the first portal, and the first companies. And so I wish them the best of success. And thanks for having me here today.
All right.
And we expect to work with Representative Sente and others in this next legislative session on things like extending tax credits to people who invest through Intrastate Equity Crowdfunding. You may hear about a lot of very large tax credits that go to large companies. Well, how about some investment tax credits for people who are investing in some of these smaller companies? So that will be on the docket in 2017. It's my pleasure to introduce Veslo Howard to the stage here. I will let him explain what they've gone through. All I can say is you don't just start a portal. We've been talking about this for a long time. And they have been working their behinds off to get Veslo going. We're so excited. Now there'll be a way to actually raise money through Intrastate Equity Crowdfunding. Howard?
Good morning. Just wanted to welcome everybody here this morning. I certainly appreciate the turnout. You know, it's interesting when you're the guinea pig. Wait, not the guinea pig. We have first mover advantage. Right? That's what we like to say. That's what the book says. Want to start off and thank State Representative Sente for her leadership in getting this opportunity brought into law. You know, in a state that sometimes gets some bad press. You know, this is, especially around businesses and keeping businesses here in Illinois, this is far and away the most progressive intrastate crowdfunding law in the nation. From both what companies, the amounts that companies can raise, the amount that unaccredited regular citizens like you and I can invest. Incredibly excited at how progressive this law is and the fact that it passed unanimously and was signed. And as Elliot mentioned, that is not something that's commonplace here in our state. You know, when you start up something new and you are the first mover or the guinea pig, you know, there's a lot of uncertainty that comes along with that, right? Leaving kind of a full-time steady position and jumping into the startup world. So I want to thank some really amazing and very smart partners. First off, I want to thank 1871 and Howard Tullman for hosting us and giving us this opportunity here at the space, and really for building this community, right? And the folks that we've met here have been tremendous. Certainly want to thank Elliot and the SBAC team, just an incredible amount of support. I can't say enough about how much they've done to help support our progress, and a special thank you to the IHCC, the Illinois Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Their acceptance in welcoming us into the inaugural 1871 IHCC incubator class has been incredible. The folks we've been exposed to, the folks we've been able to meet and speak in front of, really an incredibly exciting time for us. So we're going to, of course, talk and hear from the 3 initial issuers that are taking advantage of this opportunity. But what today is about, in my opinion, is education, right? And my brief story on why we need education in this space is a little ground floor marketing, right? So walk into Starbucks randomly, pretty out of character for myself, quite frankly, and start asking people, have you heard of Illinois investment crowdfunding? One attorney said, yeah, I think I heard about that. But the part of this story that really resonates and I think is pretty amusing were 2 different folks. When I mentioned Illinois investment crowdfunding, their response was, crowdfunding? Yeah, my neighbor's cat needed surgery and I think I sent her $10. Right, and that was the response. The fact is that for the last 80+ years, since the Securities Act of 1933, regular individuals didn't have the opportunity to support local private investment, right? So companies that they believe in, leadership teams that they believe in, stories that they believe in, for their protection, which is questionable, they were shut out of investing in that market, and this new law really enables Illinois citizens, Chicago citizens to support their local economy and local small businesses. One last thing before we get into the issuing companies is 2 more things, right? So one is this very exciting place that we're in, where finance and marketing have a place to meet. Historically in business, the finance department yelled at the marketing team and said, you're spending too much money on marketing. And the marketing team said, you guys in finance, you're so tight. If some of you ladies would invest some money in our business, we could drive sales through marketing. Well, here's an opportunity where we can market our small businesses, our retailers, our small restaurants, and also have that be a financing activity. And I think where those 2 items meet is pretty mind-blowing, right? It's really one of those exciting changes that's taking place, obviously with technology and the internet and access to information. The next part is about impact investing and the social good that can be done by supporting businesses, communities, individuals that have historically been disenfranchised, have not had access to that big institutional money, have had a hard time with banks for a set of different reasons. This is an opportunity where folks in a community can support and rebuild the community, and not for charity, but for potential gain. Right, and I think that's where this story really gets exciting. So I'm going to turn it over in just a moment. We're going to hear from our 3 issuing companies. Keep in mind that the details of their offerings are all available on Veslo.com. There won't be, per the law, and I think in everybody's interest, the details and documents regarding these offerings all must be viewed through their issuing page on the Veslo portal. So that is very important. I hope you'll come on and sign up. It is It is of paramount importance that you do certify as an Illinois resident. The details of these deals and the documents, the PPM, etc., are only available, as well as investment to Illinois residents. So please share it amongst your friends, as long as they're our neighbors and citizens of our state. And hey, I look forward to answering any questions. I know we'll have about a half hour or so. And after the prepared statements, excited to answer anything we can. So thank you very much.
Just to add really briefly to that, when talking about branding, and you know, my wife and I every Saturday night have the same discussion about where we're going to order food from, right? It goes on for like half an hour until somebody actually decides where we're going to order food from. Well, imagine owning just a small piece, even a token piece, of the pizza place near you. That discussion isn't even happening. That's brand awareness. You're going to order from your pizzeria. And that's what can be so powerful from our perspective about Intrastate Equity Crowdfunding. I next get to introduce Tony. When Howard was talking about how progressive our bill was, how it sort of pushed the limits of Intrastate Equity Crowdfunding, that all comes from Tony. He fought endlessly. We had meetings with the Secretary of State, who did a wonderful job on this, frankly, about how we needed a good law that allowed people to really invest. And Tony pushed the envelope, and we have a great piece of legislation, which we'll be looking to make better, but a great piece of legislation. So Tony, come on up. Thanks.
Thank you, everybody. As Elliot said, my name is Anthony Zioli. I'm a partner with Freeborn and Peters. I did draft the original Illinois bill and argued for the improvements here, but frankly, it wouldn't have went anywhere without Representative Sente, the SBAC, and the other advocates for it, so we definitely owe them a round of applause. Hopefully, you will see how important this law is going to be in the future for Illinois small businesses as well as Illinois investors. I'm not going to go too much into the actual law itself. I do a lot of presentations on this throughout the city, so you can come and actually see the details about it. Plus, no one really likes to hear from lawyers anyway, so let me just tell you, the key parts of this law is that you, as a company, an Illinois company, you can raise up to $4 million per year through this law, and you can do it through both high net worth accredited investors and non-accredited investors, which are your clients, customers, friends, and family. So it gives you now a way to get your friends and family and your customers and your clients involved in your company and support it. And if you're looking to see how powerful this law might be, there was a study, I believe in 2015, Illinois was among the top worldwide contributors on Kickstarter and Indiegogo, reward-based platforms, donating over $30 million in Chicago alone and $50 million in Illinois. So from Kickstarter and Indiegogo, getting t-shirts or products, etc., that's all nice. But if we can move that $30 to $50 million into actually investing in Illinois companies and give these same people a potential for return that they can then continue to invest in Illinois, is extremely powerful. And money follows money, so if we get all those people to put in money, the other high net worth investors are going to see it and they're going to contribute the money, and it's going to continue moving forward. So this new law gives an outlet for Illinois companies, both small, large, medium, whatever, an actual ability to tap into a capital funding source they've never had before, or ever had the ability to tap everyday investors. And we have a great array here of the first 3 companies that are doing this to show you the wide variety of types of companies that can use this and the types of ways it can be used. We have existing companies that are expanding, we have new companies that have a social cause, we have debt, we have equity. We're trying to broaden the range. There are many different ways to use this in law, so I encourage you to understand it, find the potential in it, and share this with other people. Because this is, as Howard said, this is all about education. We need to get people to understand that this tool is out there now. We've waited a little bit longer than we wanted to get this tool to be where it is, but now we have an effective tool. We have a way to raise this money, and I think it's going to be extremely powerful for both Illinois investors and Illinois small companies in the future. So without talking more on the actual law, I'd like to introduce our first company, which I think has a fantastic story to tell and show you the breadth of how this can work from a social cause. So let me bring up Al from Native Sons.
Thank Thank you so much. My name is Prudeaux. I represent Native Sons of Chicago. Now, when I first got here, we were doing some prep for the, we had our friends from Fox here. And one of the things that we were going over in our prep was 1871. And I'm that one person in the room that didn't know what 1871 stood for. And I guess it is the year of the Chicago Fire, and it represents the rebirth of business in Chicago that we know right now. And it's actually a very good tie-in into our Native Sons project. And we're very, very proud to be an early adopter of equity crowdfunding. So just to give you a little history about us, maybe about a year or so ago, I ran into Tony, actually here at 1871, and he was giving a pitch on equity crowdfunding, and it was still kind of new in my head, and I really, really adopted it. And I came up with the Native Sons concept. After that, and I do want to send a special thank you to the 17th Ward Alderman David Moore, because after I met with Zioli, I initially went and met with him, and I said, how can we create a project that uses equity crowdfunding, but that also helps the community? And since I used to work for the Department of Housing, he used to work for CHA, we crafted what is now the Native Sons model. What Native Sons tries to do, or will do, go into historically disadvantaged areas, challenged areas, take those properties that were once dilapidated, abandoned, rejuvenate the properties, but also rejuvenate the neighborhoods surrounding them in a way that not only provides a return for the investors, but it also provides jobs for the community. In a way, and our special secret sauce to this, we've vetted several contractors, be it carpenters, electricians, plumbers, what have you. We've told them, listen, in exchange for being the contractors on our deals, we also want you to take that one guy from the neighborhood that has no skills and make him your apprentice. And not an apprentice from the standpoint that you're going to give him a job, give him some temporary income, but teach him in a way that he can then start his own electrical company, plumbing company down the road and build those jobs from within the community. One of the other benefits that we have, we've actually forged a nice relationship with the Veterans Administration. So to stabilize these communities, as opposed to just generating a ton of inventory, a 3-flat, a 2-flat, and then selling it to another investor that's just really going to suck the profits out of the neighborhood, to actually have that veteran use his veteran certificate and actually take ownership of that property and then be that neighbor, that resident of the block. And so we're very, very excited about all that can happen with this project. That's pretty much it. So, I'm sorry. So, details of the offering. So we're issuing 2,000 units with a price of $250 per unit, which is very affordable. We wanted to make it so it was very affordable to anyone that wanted to be a part of it. Even though equity crowdfunding in totality is for Illinois residents, and we would offer anyone in this room or anyone in the state the opportunity to invest alongside of us, we find that the true impact of this project is allowing people from the neighborhoods to invest in their project. It's a way for them to align their investment dollars with their social values. And in a way, and what better way than a brick and mortar? We're something that you can walk by every day, you can see every day. You probably, if you're from the neighborhood, you probably know the people that are actually working in the buildings. And so we're very, very confident we're going to hit our raise, hopefully fairly quickly, with your help and the help of those that you spread the word to. And we'll bring Anthony Zioli back up to the...
It's another pleasure of mine to introduce Charlie Graff of Crosstown Fitness, who also has an offering on Veslo coming up. So, Charlie.
Good morning, thank you guys. Thank you. First off to Veslo, Anthony, Howard, Hector, Representative. I know I've been an entrepreneur myself for 10 years, so I know firsthand all the work that goes in behind the scenes just to get to this day. So you got a lot of work ahead of you. Now the real work starts as this thing launches. So But this was presented to me. I was introduced to Anthony a couple months ago, 3 months ago or so, and about 30 seconds into the conversation, I was sold. This is something, I was a low-hanging fruit for this. So I knew right out of the gate, this is something that I was thinking was a no-brainer that I wanted 10 years ago when I opened up my first business. I had to pretty much beg, borrow, steal to raise money to open up my first health club 10 years ago. And I started from scratch. Then we did traditional funding to open up our second and third locations that we have here in the city, Crosstown Fitness. 2 locations, one in the West Loop on Madison and Morgan, and one in Lakeview up on Halstead and Addison. So we've kind of gone through the gauntlet on traditional funding and using friends and family and things like that. But this is a no-brainer for what we have in place now. So our club is successful and kind of different. What separates us from all the other gyms and fitness facilities out there, I would say, is our people, process, and product that we have in place. And our community. Our community, just like any community we have in Crosstown Fitness, is made up of like-minded individuals that are coming together every day to work out, to sweat, to cry sometimes, but to get together and they enjoy each other as a fellowship that transfers over in like a social aspect as well. We've had marriages come out of our clubs. All kinds of great things have launched just from people being in these spaces together. So for people to be able to invest along with work out together and have that fellowship is an amazing opportunity. So I know we're grateful for that. The butterfly effect too of this investment vehicle is us opening a third location, which is our goal, short term and hopefully long term, to open up more of these using this method. But one location of Crosstown Fitness in Chicago employs 20 more individuals in our community. We have over 100,000 people come through our doors a year to work out. I won't sell you, I'm not here to sell memberships right now, but I will. But the benefits of working out, our motto is to feel good. So we don't have scales in our facility. We want people to walk out there feeling good. What that means, feeling good at the end of the day, in your office, at your home, being a better father, a better mother, a better resident of your community. So we know this investment is going to generate to a community of thousands of individuals in their neighborhoods feeling good and contributing back. So it's pretty cool. We appreciate the opportunity. Our deal that we're offering through the portal is we're looking to raise $500,000. It's a debt offering, 7-year term with 6% annual return over that timeline. We also have a second component of membership perks that are tied into that. So if you are a member of the health club, you'll also get some additional perks that are awarded to you with your investment with us. And I think if everyone has credit cards on them, I don't know the terms. If we can probably close this out this morning. No, that's it. So I appreciate it, and we look forward to being part.
It is my distinct pleasure to have our last, and certainly not least, I would like to give him a special thank you because this was the initial Illinois crowdfunded offering, and he stuck with us as the first leader, guinea pig, going through the process. So he's actually been sitting out there since August while we were working out the kinks. But he is enthusiastic about the process and what he can do for his business, and without further ado, I'll introduce Gary Rod of Crowdfunding.
Thank you, John. Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Very pleased to be here today. It's a great event. A little bit long time coming, which I appreciate all the work. I'm with a company called Card Frenzy. I'm here with one of our founders, myself, Mike Perry, myself, Gary Rada. We're a retail operation. Mike and I have been in retail probably all of our lives, at least 40 years, with Jewel Food Stores. When Jewel and Costco were here in the Chicagoland Marketplace. Actually very pleased that former president of Jewel is here too, Bill Bolton. Bill is an advisor with our company and to our board of directors. So what is Card Frenzy? What do we do? I heard some of that earlier today. And before I get into that, I'll talk about that. I did want to just add and just thank Hector, Howard, Tony for the amount of work that they put into this. Yeah, they said we stuck it out. We went through a lot of different iterations of this as the process was developing. But I got to tell you, that team did an amazing job of pushing through all of the obstacles and getting us to where we're at today to be able to do this today. And hopefully this is the start of something huge for the state of Illinois. And we really believe that it will be. So thank you guys. I really appreciate everything that you did. I will also say that I've been following crowdfunding and the Jobs Act since day one. And everybody I've talked to about crowdfunding and Jobs Act had the same look at me when I said, what are you talking about? And when Illinois came up with the plan, we became very excited because we knew finally maybe we can get this pushed through without having to wait for the federal government to do it for us. I think the timing was about the same when it was all said and done, but the state got it pushed through for us. So what is Card Frenzy? We're retail stores. That's what we do. I mentioned Mike and I have been in retail for a very long time, and we're selling greeting cards, gifts in boutique stores. We have 3 stores in Chicagoland Marketplace. And you might say, well, what's the big deal about a greeting card store? Well, the big deal is that we sell discount greeting cards, and our opening price point is 29 cents. So if you get a chance to come into one of our stores and see the quality and see the 4,000 greeting cards that we offer at discount prices in a very friendly, nice environment that you would enjoy shopping in, I think you would be very excited about it. The industry itself, you might imagine, I would just say that obviously Hallmark Greeting Cards is the biggest greeting card company out there. Their stores are in a decline right now, and primarily because of their price points. People don't want to spend $5 on a greeting card, and that's where we fill a niche. This is where we fill a void in the marketplace. It's still a very big industry. It's an $8 billion industry. 90% of the households in the United States buy a card at least one time a year. And in this mobile society, in this mobile society, you might imagine, or you might say, why would somebody want to buy a greeting card? Well, the mobile society has actually connected people more. And I guess I'd throw this out there. The day before Mother's Day or the day of Mother's Day, are you sending a text to your mom? Or might you go out and really look for a greeting card to send to your mom? So just think about that a little bit. And I would also say that, really, when you stop to think about it, our customer is predominantly female shopper, obviously. But if you wouldn't know that if you came into one of our stores the day before Valentine's Day. In fact, if you came in our store the day of Valentine's Day, you wouldn't know that. So then it's really, the dynamics change quite a bit in our store in that day. So. What are we trying to do? Well, we have 3 stores. Mike and I knew that this concept really had a lot of legs. There was a void in the marketplace. It could be a big thing in the United States. We started out slow. We have a store in Countryside, Illinois. It's doing very well. We have a store in Darien. We have a store in the city of Chicago at Dunning Square. All 3 stores are successful. We have a lot of traffic coming in our stores. So we know that the concept, that there's a need, that there's a void out there. We bring in in our 3 stores, about 150,000 customers every year through our stores. And we sell in our 3 stores right around 500,000 greeting cards a year. And now you try to put that in perspective, okay, is that a big number, et cetera. I would tell you that would put us in the top tier of any store in the United States that sells greeting cards. So the customer has voted with the traffic and coming in our stores to say that this thing has still a lot of legs, a lot of viability, and a great opportunity for us. One of the things that happened through this process, we got 3 stores up and running. We're talking about where do we want to put our next store, how do we want to raise money, et cetera, et cetera. Probably once a month we get a phone call. Do you franchise? We get an email. Do you franchise? Somebody would stop in one of our stores. Do you franchise? How do we get involved in this? How do we do something like this? So with the combination of crowdfunding and with this franchising opportunity, we feel there's a big opportunity for us right here in the state of Illinois to build probably 50 to 75 of these stores, maybe 100, through franchising opportunities. And that's what we want to do. And the advantage with that is, number one, we've got local owners, local jobs, serving local communities. It gives everyone, people that want to invest or open a franchise, to be able to do so and to really be able to take control of their life, own their own business through this franchise opportunity. We're very excited about the potential that we would have with that. Our need right now is to raise the funds through crowdfunding, through VestFlow, to be able to put together the organization that we need to get franchise stores up and running in the state of Illinois. And that's what we're trying to do right now. So what we have out there is we have an offering. We're trying to raise $500,000. The minimum offering is $1,000 to somebody who wants to invest. And what does that individual get out of it? Well, they get the opportunity to participate in the company because we're not just talking about investing into our next store. We're talking about investing in a company and helping us get franchises up and running. There'll be ultimately, hopefully, a return on that investment by putting that money in through the funds that we've raised through franchising. The other thing is, probably the biggest thing, if you invest and put $1,000 in our company, you get a 20% VIP card. So you get to come in our stores, get 20% off your 29-cent gift greeting card. So, but honestly, it's exciting. We do a lot more than just greeting cards. That's the main attraction. We've got a lot of different social expression products in our stores at unbelievable prices. It's a very friendly environment to shop. You'd be excited to be in our store. So, I would say if you get a chance, stop at our store in Countryside, stop at our store in Darien, or stop at our store at Dunning Square in Chicago, and I think you'd be very excited to see what you have out there. But more importantly, go to vestflow.com/cardfrenzy and sign up and be part of what we have moving forward here in the future. So, again, thank you very much. I appreciate what everybody did to get crowdfunding going in the state of Illinois. It's going to be a great opportunity for everybody. Thank you.
All right, so thank you. We're going to open it up for questions. It's interesting. If you go on Facebook, there's like 4 different people live streaming this press conference. So the people that are speaking, a lot of people are singing. But I'm probably not going to be the guy to answer some of these questions. So we'll call people up, based on what they are. So any questions about how crowdfunding is going to work, what it is, any of the particular offerings? Fire away.